Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing with Dan Diker and Billy Doc Niles. Today's program is brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue on Highway 16 West Salem and downtown La Crosse. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist on La Crosse's north side. By JT's Long Shots Bar and Grill in historic downtown West Salem. By Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona. Pizza Hut. Now here's Dan with this week's show.
Hi folks, Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing. I am Radio Man Dan Diker, along with Billy Doc Niles, here for another program. Of course, this was recorded earlier this week. We want to let you know that because we don't know whether we raced on Sunday or not. Mother Nature is 60% chance when we filmed this week, so we apologize. This show airs Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it usually starts off the Nights of Thunder on Sunday nights, which is a replay of the race. So we excuse for that. Usually we're on top of that, but we can't battle Mother Nature.
Yeah, well, it happens. You know, Mother Nature could be wrong. Let's face it. You know, I always wait till the day of. You know, and my dad has a weather rock. He puts his head out, and whether there's rain on it or not depends on what the weather is doing. So, take it with a grain of salt. If you're watching us, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, keep an eye on the weather. Keep an eye on social media just in case it does. You know, they do have to move some things around or even cancel the event.
Two racetracks that did get some sunshine in last weekend were Golden Sand Speedway, the Thaw, and Rockford Speedway got their annual spring fling underway. Of course, now if you are going to La Crosse on Sunday, the Budweiser Frostbuster has late model Sportsman, Thunderstocks, Hornets, and Street Stocks. Kudos to all those drivers that came out last weekend for open practice and media day.
A lot of different cars there.
Let's jump right into the Rockford Speedway. Lots of excitement down there. Something even happened on the track that I've never seen before, which we're going to talk about and show you during the program today. One of the men to beat lately is in the Big 8 late model division has been Michael Bilderback.
Yep.
He's pretty much won all over the place. He went down Sunday to Rockford Speedway, won it back to back.
Pretty much dominated, yeah.
Did you ever race against Bilderback?
Yeah, no, not his uncle I've raced against, but not against him.
Bilderback on Sunday last week at Rockford collected his 9th career Big 8 Late Model Series win and 17th late model victory since the start of 2015.
That's amazing.
Again, 17 wins since the beginning of 2015, his last one coming at the 40th Annual Spring Classic at Rockford.
He's got Rockford. He's got Rockford pretty much figured out. Yeah, he pretty much dominates that every time he races there. And then the shorter tracks, I mean, he has some mixed success when he comes to the bigger tracks like La Crosse or Madison, but these quarter miles and these third miles, he's really tough to beat on.
Lap 38 was awfully interesting in this one right here. We're going to roll the video for you and tell you exactly what happened. This was lap 38. Suspension breaks and sends Tyler Kingery into Dennis Smith Jr.'s car as the two drivers entered turn 1, which you saw right there. Both cars contacted the wall, collecting John Bylick and Michael Clapper along the way. After the 4 cars piled up, not only did they have to put the fire out once, they put it out a second time and a third time.
It's unusual. I mean, it's rare to see one fire, but what we're about to go through is just incredibly rare. It's one of those 1 in a million things that never happens.
You were never involved in something like that, were you?
I can honestly say I've never been involved in a fire on the racetrack. Knock on wood. I used to say that about riding the wall, but we all saw what happened there. But yeah, to see one fire, it happens occasionally, but to see 2 and then 3 in the same caution period, it's unheard of.
So while that's being put out on the front straightaway, 4 cars, on the back straightaway, cars are coming to a stop under the red flag, which is normal procedure in a situation like that.
Yep.
We're going to show you what happened at the same time they're putting out the 4 cars in Kyle Shear's car. Of course, a Shear Classic named after his grandfather coming up at Rockford on the 5th. This is his in-car video, and all you got to do is watch. You hear people from the grandstand yelling, "Your car's on fire." You can see from the right front end how it just starts to smoke. Kyle has no idea. And if you look at this video, Billy Doc Niles, what's going? He doesn't even know it's on fire. He's been stopped for several minutes. You see smoke, a couple tufts of flames, and you hear people yelling, "Your car's on fire."
If you're sitting in the car and you see some smoke, especially on a short track like Rockford, the first thing you're thinking of is, maybe you overheated your brakes, because you definitely use a lot of brake when it comes to Rockford. But, then when the smoke gets bigger and people are screaming, then you finally see the flames coming out that right-hand side over there. Yeah, it's time to get out of the car.
Now, hopefully you heard during that bit of video, you can hear his right front tire blow up. So,
that was loud, too.
You think the car's on fire, the tire's shredded, he's done for the day. They took it back to the pits, made repairs, and believe it or not, he came back in 7th place, 1 lap down.
That's incredible. I mean, yeah, 7th place, 1 lap down. At Rockford, 1 lap down, you're still inside the top 10 is a heck of a feat, because let's face it, especially the first race of the season, a lot of cars do get wrecked. Not to the extent that we just saw, 2 cars going up in flames in the same caution period, but you do tend to bend a lot of sheet metal at the first weekend at Rockford. I've talked to guys who've raced there before at previous spring classics. They don't even change their bodies over the winter, because they know they're going to Rockford for the first race. They wait till after Rockford, then they put the new body on.
Top 5 at Rockford: Michael Bilderback, Jeremy Miller, Tim Sargent, Alex Papini, and Casey Johnson. Now, we are going to flip sides here real quick. Looking at the Mid-Am opener that was also at the Rockford Speedway, Lyle Nowak, who we've heard about many times, had a big incident in the heat race, had a lot of front-end damage. They didn't even think he was going to come back out for the 50-lap race. He did. He dominated, and he wins the Rockford Spring Classic Mid-Am opener, also the opener for Greg Oliver's new series. Top 5 now: Lyle Nowak, Danny Gilster, Rick Corso, Mark Pluer, and Billy Preitzel. Now, one more piece of video we do want to show you. The thaw was held last weekend at Golden Sands. Scott Luck, man, is this guy started a year out on fire. Not that kind of fire either. We're gonna
nice play on words.
We're going to run this video for you right here. It's a battle of 3 cars. It's Scott Luck on the outside. Brad Schultz is on the inside. Right behind them is Brad Scholze. Tim Schultz is right behind. This battle went on for 5 or 6 laps, and Luck is stuck on the outside groove, cannot come to the inside at all. Patience. Boom. Brad Scholze spins out with a half lap to go, collects Tim Schultz. Scott Luck goes on to win the race. Dave True was buried in 5th. He ends up in 3rd. And what a way to end that one right there. Scott Luck, also one of the Delsies, 2 for 2.
His last name's playing out to form here. I mean, he's in the right place at the right time at the Dells. He's in the right place at the right time at Golden Sands. I think if I were anybody, I'd follow him around the track instead of trying to pass him, because usually when you're in front of him, bad things happen. So, what a guy, what a play, right place, right time, both times.
And it was a fantastic finish there, and some fantastic finishes at Rockford.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue. Or you don't have to drive down to Des Moines to get great pulled pork too. If you want ribs, the best in town, pulled pork or chicken too. Just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
In downtown La Crosse, there's only one place where you can find award-winning barbecue. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer from Big Boar Barbecue. The people from La Crosse have spoken and voted us the best barbecue and the best caterer in La Crosse County. Try it yourself and you'll agree. We've got the highest quality ribs, pulled pork, brisket, smoked chicken, and ham. Barbecue like nowhere else. Got a meeting or special event? We could cater it. Ask about our business delivery service. Big Boar Barbecue on 3rd Street downtown and Highway 16 West Salem.
Yeah!
Have you tried the great lunch buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. All the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. How about dinner? Don't get up, get online and get a large 2-topping pizza for just $7.99. It's the best pizza delivery deal at your La Crosse and Winona Pizza Hut. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut.
Hey guys, welcome to JT's Long Shots in West Salem. I'm Trisha.
And I'm Jim.
Your new sports bar for watching all your favorite sports. Happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 7, with $1.75 domestics and rails. For lunch or dinner, the kitchen is open. Half-price burgers on Mondays. Tuesday, it's boned or boneless wings. Fish tacos on Friday. Stop after the races on Saturday nights for music.
Jim and I would love to see you at JT's Long Shots Sports Bar and Grill
See you after the races.
in downtown West Salem.
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank number 1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Save up to $1,000 on select American Standard home comfort systems. Call Carey Heating today or visit AmericanStandardAir.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions.
Now, beyond the Crosse Speedway, we talked with Greg Oliver earlier about the Great Northern Sportsman Series, the Midwest Dash. Another series that has really taken off and flourished in the state of Wisconsin would be the Tundra Super Late Model Series. I love when these guys roll at the La Crosse Speedway at least once a year, and of course they scatter amongst each other at Oktoberfest. And had to bring in Drew Kreibach, who has been knee-deep with Pat Pannier in the Tundra Super Late Model Series to the program. Great to see you, man.
You as well. Excited to be here. Great banquet. We just celebrated ours last weekend.
I was watching Facebook Live. I was watching it.
Right, yeah. So this is really the time. We had the auction 2 weeks ago. I said at the auction, it's after Oktoberfest, we'd kind of all go on a lull. We get through the holidays, we come to the auction, we go through the banquets, and now we're 3 months away from racing again, and I'm super pumped.
And you guys added the Tundra Sportsman last year, so now you've got 2 series. You're also full-time Dean Satellite. You guys are also working on. Let's see. This won't air until probably April. Can we give away to who the Team Dean's drivers are?
We cannot yet. I cannot, just in case.
Oh yeah, that is true. Because 2 months from now, we're not going to have egg on our face. Last year. And we're going to talk about Dean's. Number one, thank you guys for sponsoring my radio program last year. I think it was a great partnership, one that I hope that continues. Team Dean's, man, did you guys make a splash? And I really got to see it at the different tracks I was announcing at last year. Everybody's Team Dean's, or the shirts, or the hats. You guys were all over the state last year, and Illinois.
Right, that's our plan, and so we really, we look at racing as a passion of all of ours. It's something that, it definitely hits home. It's part of the company. And so to be able to give back to the 14 drivers last year, 14 again, that's going to be this year, it's a way to get our name out there. Racing fans are very loyal. We can give back to a sport that we so love. When we look at how our values really with Tundra, with Dean's, with everything that it is that we do, it's to give back to the drivers. And that's what we're about. Ultimately, at the end of the day, Dean's is in business, to make sales and to do that. Right. But if we can help those guys and help promote them, I look at a guy like Casey Johnson that before this year, nobody really knew who he was. He comes into Tundra, comes into Team Dean's. We're able to promote these guys a little bit more. A guy like Kyle Stark, and my goal is to make these guys household names. Right. And from the on the track, the wins, the can koozies in the stands, the fans, and the after parties, we're real race fans down at the core. And so, to be able to promote short track racing is something that we just absolutely love. It's not even work for us.
And if your fans didn't get a chance to follow along last year, the way that these guys corner social media, they've got it. It is simply fantastic. The neatest thing that I would see every single week on Facebook is they would put up a graph or they would put up a picture of what every single Team Dean's driver did at their respective track. And I don't know how many times I saw win, second win. It was incredible.
We had over 50 wins. When you have a guy like Casey Johnson, when you have a guy like Dave Trout, Kyle Stark,
yeah.
Mike, he brought in two wins, and Jason Toma brought in 2 or 3 wins. So the list went on and on of the winners. So it's not, we have some good drivers that are on the team, and they help promote on and off the track, and that's just key for us.
Let's talk Tundra Super Late Models. Now, I saw that you guys are coming back to La Crosse this year, right there in that July.
June 30th.
June 30th, yeah.
Because of the 4th is on a Tuesday this year. So this year and next year, it's going to be a little screwed up, I'm guessing. But it's the same format. Tundra, the Super Lates. And as of now, the vintage and the trucks and the sportsmen will be there as well. I'm still working some things with the vintage cars. And then the Smasher-Rama will be the following night. So if you're looking for your racing action that weekend, every year we've had close to that 40 car count mark. You have Skylar Holzhausen wins. Reagan May wins, Dalton Zier wins, so you got big names coming. We're definitely looking and super excited as we roll into the 2017 season.
Your first year with the Tundra Sportsman under your belt, of course, it was a learning curve. You're not going to make a splash your first year no matter what happens in life. It's just how it goes. Obviously, you and Matt and those with Tundra learned some things, and we're looking at bigger and better things this year.
Right. When we look at, we're Dean's. I got multiple hats here. Dean's is a proud sponsor of the Great Northern Sportsman Series. They got a good thing going on. Really what we look to do is to take a car like a Mid-American car that, maybe wants to race a little bit more. How can we integrate these cars even more and put on a good show? The car count wasn't there, but the racing was fantastic. You got to call the Bill Preetzel and Dave Troop battle at La Crosse.
That was crazy.
And so, so these guys prove that you don't need 30 cars to put on a good show. You just need really good close cars to be able to put on a show. So as we roll into 2017, we're going to take what we learned and really try to blend the rules even more. Tundra's about doing different things, kind of making a splash in the racing scene, and maybe doing some things outside the norm. And so we're going to continue to do that with the Tundra Sportsman, and we absolutely love being a partner of the trucks as we roll in. Great division. They could have 30 trucks at every race.
I see chassis being built all the time this year. What a time the trucks are going to have. Tundra Super Late Model Series, schedule is out. How can people find the schedule, get more information?
The easiest way is to actually check us out on Facebook. Search Tundra Super Late Models. You can check us out online at tundrasuperlates.com. Our opener is May 13th at Kaukauna. If you've never been there, there's not a whole lot else going on that weekend. I see La Crosse is now on that weekend. They used to take a couple weeks off. But definitely check us out. It's a half-mile bumpy, D-shaped oval. It's definitely a wild race, and we love opening up there.
And then for those fans that want to keep up with, number one, find out who the Team Dean drivers are this year, and then keep up. How can they do that?
Search us on Facebook, Team Dean's. It's pretty simple. Otherwise, also like Dean's Satellite and Security, we've already been live here. We try to keep and try to promote our drivers. We let you know where they're going to be as we roll into the season, and the announcement already would have happened. So.
Alrighty, Drew Kreibach, that man's got as many hats as I do, job-wise, racing-wise, you name it. What a great promoter. What you and Matt have done with the Tundra Super Late Model Series has been simply fantastic.
I appreciate it.
And I really, really like following on the Team Dean's drivers. I mean, that is something I have not seen a company or a group of people undertake and do it as well as you guys have. So kudos and continued success. Thank you. Alrighty, Drew Kreibach, look him up on Facebook, Team Dean's, and also the Tundra Super Late Models and the Tundra Sportsman as well. We got more to come, a lot more interviews from the annual La Crosse Speedway Racing Banquet here at Stony Creek in Onalaska next on KQEG TV.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue. Or you don't have to drive down to Des Moines to get great pulled pork too. If you want ribs, the best in town, pulled pork or chicken too. Just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
The people have spoken. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer from Big Boar Barbecue, recently voted the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County by popular vote. And no, this wasn't a rigged election. Try it yourself, taste our delicious, tender, fall-off-the-bone ribs, pulled pork, brisket, smoked ham, or chicken, and you'll agree this is the best barbecue. You'll find us on 3rd Street downtown and on Highway 16 in West Salem. But our catering truck can come right to your door for any special occasion. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful.
Yeah!
Have you tried the Great Lunch Buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. all the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. How about dinner? Don't get up, get online and get a large 2-topping pizza for just $7.99. It's the best pizza delivery deal at your La Crosse and Winona Pizza Hut. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut.
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Save up to $1,000 on select American Standard home comfort systems. Call Carey Heating today or visit AmericanStandardAir.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions.
Hey guys, welcome to JT's Long Shots in West Salem. I'm Trisha.
And I'm Jim.
Your new sports bar for watching all your favorite sports. Happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 7, with $1.75 domestics and rails. For lunch or dinner, the kitchen is open. Half-price burgers on Mondays. Tuesday, it's bone or boneless wings. Fish tacos on Friday. Stop after the races on Saturday nights for music.
Jim and I would love to see you at JT's Long Shots Sports Bar and Grill
See you after the races.
in downtown West Salem.
Welcome back, Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG TV. I'm Dan Diker. You're number 7 for the program. Believe it or not, we've been on the air that long, and they keep wanting me to come back, and we're going to keep filling it with folks like what we have behind us. One of the longest tenured racing families, not just one individual, but the whole clan. Mom's even back here as well. She's done some racing. Would be the Eckelberg racing family. Jonathan over my shoulder, Mandy over my shoulder, and Father Kurt Eckelberg. And we thank you guys for coming on. You clean up real well.
We do our best.
Thanks.
I told him I like the color on that suit as well. One of the big reasons I want to get you guys in is it's kind of a twofold that's going to meet in the middle to make the same point. This was the first year in many, many years you did not drive at all.
And I had a blast.
And what that did was it kind of put the kids to the forefront because now they had someone full-time working on the car. What was it like not wheeling a race car this year?
I actually enjoyed it a lot more, and I've always told people I enjoyed working on the cars more than I like driving them. I mean, in a day when I was younger, I could do both, but it got to be such a chore, you know, especially when we went to 3 cars, you know, to try to keep 3 cars on the track all at one time. And it was actually fun and more relaxing this year for me to sit there. I really never saw a full race of Mandy's because either we were in line or getting out of the car or whatever. And when she wrecked real bad 2 years ago, I said, this is it. This is my last year. I'm not going to miss any of this stuff anymore. And I was glad I did it.
Now, and to go along with that, of course, you did some part-time work on their cars when you were working on your own. Did you find with that much more time in the pits that you found more things that may be going right or wrong with the Sportsman, the late model?
Well, I definitely agree with that. And we have Craig Kohlmeyer, who's been with us for 20-some years too, who is very good, but he can't catch it all. At least both of us were there 100% of the time looking at all 2 cars for majority of the season and the 3rd car towards the end. We found a lot of stuff that wasn't right, especially on Mandy's car at one point. And actually, Jonathan was driving it, and he said something's not right in the rear end. And here the rear bushings were gone, and it was a quick, easy fix, you know. But you know, without checking them weekly, you don't see that stuff.
Talked to John here a little bit. Been running a late model for quite a many years. What was it like to actually sit in your race car in the pit stall and see nothing but your dad, for once, out of his car but working on yours?
Yeah, it was kind of an odd feeling and something to kind of get used to with him not getting in a car right next to me. For the last few years, we were both getting in the late models, buckling in at the same time, and often running right together the entire race. So it was different, but it grew our relationship as well at the track because we were able to work out issues that I'm seeing on the track, or he might notice a bad habit that I'm getting into that he doesn't always see if he's on the track as well. So
was it weird just having him as a full-time crew chief? I mean, there was no partnering up, running next to each other on the racetrack. You had to listen to what he was saying.
It's true. Yeah, it was good because he was able to spend a lot more time with the car, and we were able to work out set up issues that maybe weren't feeling right a lot more than what we could in the past when we had the 2 late models to get ready. He was working on his own issues. We were trying to work on mine too. So he had a whole different perspective than what he's had in the last few years.
And Mandy, your situation running a Sportsman, you were more on a desolate island by yourself, because when they're both running late models, they're in the same line for qualifying. They may be in the same heat race, and here you are in the pits by yourself. It had to have been refreshing to know that he was there all the time.
Yeah, it was a nice change. My dad and I are close off the track, but get even closer on the track. It was great having my dad in my window all the time when I'm coming on and off the track. He could understand what I was trying to tell him versus just trying to understand from my words. He saw what was going on with the car. When things went bad, he was the first one to handle my temper versus some of the crew guys. And I mean, he handled it well. He knew when to stay away, when to keep everyone away from me, when to just let me cool down. But yeah, the big things were understanding what the car was doing and not just hearing the problems, but also seeing the problems.
So beyond the father-daughter partnership you have, the confidence level inside the cockpit for you had to grow as well this year.
Oh, absolutely, because I mean, he could tell me, you know, I'm doing a good job, keep my head up, all this stuff, but for him to actually know what was going on 100% of the time, he actually knew, like, you are doing an awesome job, don't give up on yourself, keep going, or telling me where I need to fix things, whether I'm coming in too soon or letting off the gas too early, letting me know those things and helping me grow as a driver as well.
So you weren't in the car this year, but the car made a reappearance back at the racetrack. Talk about bringing in Justin Mulliken and the feelings on how that went for 2016.
Well, it was a little touchy at first, but I think everybody's growing with Justin. Justin, I think, is going to be one heck of a good driver, and he brings a lot to Eckelberg family racing that we didn't have before. Knowledge and setups, knowledge in the shop, basically. I mean, my God, that guy works his butt off in our shop. He's been there at least twice a week all winter long working on Mandy's car. Hers is just about done. We'll bring Jonathan's in next, and we'll get that restubbed and ready to go by April for the Frostbuster. Justin's he's just a really nice guy. We don't have any expectations for him. I know he wants to run for Rookie of the Year and win it outright. But what he does, he does. I mean, that's how we've always been as a race team. We don't have a ton of money in our cars. We don't have a ton of sponsors' money coming in, but we're willing to try our darndest to put a class act together.
And he's right behind Justin. Come here, Justin. We're gonna bring him in here because he walked in late when I got you guys together. Justin, good seeing you. You look very spiffy.
Thank you.
Late model this year. I know it was unexpected, and that was not part of your racing plan starting the 2016 racing season. Problems in the Sportsman, this crept up. Your overall feeling, not only running with the late model, but running with Eckelberg Racing this year?
Oh, it's been wonderful. I can't thank them enough because at the end of next year I was going to be done racing. So it really came at a time where it was kind of perfect to keep me in it, and kind of worked out for everybody.
And I remember asking that same question down to the pits, and I've never seen a smile that big on your face, because we just had a discussion about 2 weeks before with you and Billy Martin on this, that, this, and you could tell the spark had kind of lowered a little bit, but the smile you had when I asked you, how's the late model, you're like, oh man, these are fast. These are way different from a Sportsman. And you could see that. And I think you turned a lot of heads in the pits this year with people that also saw, oh my God, who's running Kurt Eckelberg's car? That's Justin Mulliken. We were on the track for so long in a Sportsman, it couldn't have been that hard to make adjustments.
Not really. The biggest thing was getting used to kind of seeing in the car, because you're sitting in something completely different.
Right.
Speed-wise, I mean, we race cars. You get used to it fast. But getting used to kind of what you're seeing and feeling was the hardest part.
Now, knowing as many years as you ran the 5A small in a Sportsman, you got your feet wet in the late model last year, full intentions on a Rookie of the Year this year, I would think that you have an upper edge on anybody else that comes in for the ROY.
I would hope so, but we all know how that goes, so we'll see.
What's it like working with a guy like Kurt? I mean, he owns the shop, he owns the car. They've been doing this since the 80s.
It's wonderful because they just kind of let me do what I want to do and trust that what I want to do is going to work out.
Now, does Kim have any insight, Kim Eckelberg? Does she at least bring cookies to the shop?
Yes, she does. She's very helpful also.
throwing a pizza, even better. That's why you don't talk to me during the off season. I'd eat you out of house and home. Kudos to the strides you made last year. It was really neat to see the 3 Eckelberg cars back out there, and you guys almost ready to go?
We're getting there. Lots to finish up yet, but.
Oh yes, I'm ready to get back out there.
Kurt, you're back to 3 cars.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. With Justin helping in the shop twice a week, it's coming along really good. We did a lot of work to Mandy's car, and hers is just about ready to go to paint. And we don't think Jonathan's will take that long, and his will be ready for paint. And Justin's, we just got to do a few tuning on that, and it'll be ready for paint. So it should be ready.
All righty, Kurt Eckelberg, Mandy Eckelberg, John Eckelberg, and Justin Mulliken. It's been a long time since I've said the Eckelberg clan because now there's a Mulliken in there as well. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We appreciate you guys coming on, and we'll see you here in a couple weeks at the Frostbuster.
Thanks.
You've been watching the Big Boar Barbecue presentation of Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV. Seven Rivers Racing is brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue on Highway 16 West Salem and downtown La Crosse. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialists on La Crosse's north side. By JT's Long Shots Bar and Grill in historic downtown West Salem. By Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona. Pizza Hut. Join us next week at this same time for Doc and Dan and Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.